Hey folks, Shadeslay here. Welcome to another weekly roundup. Every Wednesday night I go to bed with all the excitement of a child on Christmas Eve. Why? Because I wake up on Thursday morning to an app store full of exciting new games, and this week has been no exception. As ever, I've got a strong lineup of new releases, updates and previews for you, as well as your chance to win a copy of the brand new FLASHOUT 2. Keep watching for details of how to enter. First up this week, we have a mobile port of a PC classic. Developer.emu have released 90s isometric role-playing game Little Big Adventure for iOS and Android. Available now, you play Twinson, a young, soon-to-be hero living on Citadel Island in a world ruled by the dictator Dr. Funfrock. A series of cataclysmic dreams lead to your detention in an asylum from which you'll need to escape and discover your destiny. The game boasts over 15 hours of gameplay that comprises a rich and varied blend of platforming, combat and puzzle solving. .emu have a record of successful mobile ports, so expect a game true to the original with some adaptation for touch control and screen limitations. Little Big Adventure was well received when it was first released, and I'm sure the mobile version will appeal as much to a new audience as it will to fans. It's on the App Store now for £2.49 or $3.99 in the US. And, as ever, I'll include App Store and developer links in the description. From a remade classic to an anticipated sequel, next up is FLASHOUT 2, a fast-paced, futuristic racer from Polish developer Jujubee. Essentially billed as a Wipeout clone, the original game received generally favourable reviews for its slick presentation and fast-paced action, although critics noted that it lacked depth and quickly became repetitive. The full-art game claims a redesigned and enhanced career mode, new challenges, and online multiplayer from the start, a feature that came late to the original. It also includes controller support. I haven't taken it for a proper test drive yet, but a quick play reveals the same core experience with even better looking graphics. With 10 futuristic circuits and a bunch of new game modes, it's looking like a promising title. You can get FLASHOUT 2 on the App Store now, and, even better, I've got 2 copies of the game for iOS to give away. If you're watching on a PC, you can click the link on screen now to enter. For those watching on a mobile device, I'll include a link in the comments. Winners will be drawn at random, and the closing date is next Thursday, the 3rd of April. Our third title this week is Boom Beach, the much anticipated new strategy game for iOS from Supercell. Although core gameplay draws from their popular earlier game Clash of Clans, a quick play reveals some obvious improvements, especially in terms of combat, making the strategic element much more compelling. The mechanics have been sufficiently tweaked that this game can stand on its own 2 feet. There are hundreds of unique island bases to raid, allowing you to send your troops into battle against the fearsome Blackguard, and you can also raid other players. The whole game is as well presented as you'd expect. Following the model of their previous releases, this is another free-to-play game supported by in-app purchases, although Supercell are generally regarded as a developer who managed to strike a successful balance in this area. I can't pretend there's anything groundbreaking here, but it's sure to enjoy the same mass-market appeal that Clash of Clans did, and a quick trawl through the usual corners of the internet suggests that this is already being well received. Now, Game of Thrones fans eagerly awaiting Season 4 of the television series can get their Westeros fix with Game of Thrones Ascent for iPad. The new social game by Disruptor Beam combines story and strategy elements and is based on the award-winning HBO show and literary works of George R.R. Martin. Players lead a life in the fantasy world during a time of upheaval. There are thousands of quests to follow, and players can develop their land, socialise and create alliances with other players, and scheme their ascent to the top. Regular updates are promised, leading to the debut of HBO's 4th season on the 6th of April. Initially launched on Facebook, the title is available for free on iPad, with an Android release scheduled for the near future. My final new release this week is a quirky role-playing game called Barcode Kingdom by Magic Cube Games. The game takes place in the magical world of Barcodia, and features a unique and unusual gameplay mechanic. Instead of earning or purchasing new units, you acquire them by using your camera to scan the barcodes of real-world products. I started out equipped with a jar of Coleman's English mustard and a tin of Green Giant sweet corn, which handily converted into an archer and a priest. I'd love to tell you more about the gameplay, but the fact is I've hardly explored it. Instead, I've spent most of my afternoon scanning the contents of my fridge, cupboards and bookshelves. At 69p or 99 cents in the US, Barcode Kingdom probably has some novelty value, although I'm not sure how much I trust a game that rates PG tips over Twining's Assam tea. That's my pick of this week's new releases. Now time for a few quick updates, starting with Eternity Warriors 3 from Glue Games. For those that haven't played it, this is a free-to-play hack-and-slash RPG. This week's substantial update brings rune sockets to upgrade equipped items, a new elemental attack and defense system, a few class balancing tweaks, and a brand new endless mode tower. Although it's a little grindy at times, I've quite enjoyed playing EW3, and I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth into the update. Another prominent game to receive an update this week is Plants vs Zombies 2, featuring the all-new Far Future world. It includes new plants, new zombies, and new power-ups, as well as the return of Zen Garden mode from the original game. If you've put this game down, now would be a great chance to revisit it. Now, I was once told that scuba diving is the closest you can get to weightlessness without going into space. Well, Scuba Diver Adventures, a new underwater adventure game from Chilingo, is the closest you can get to scuba diving without getting wet. The free-to-play diving sim was scheduled to make a splash last night, but the publisher have decided to hold off on the release, citing sensitivity over the recent Malaysian air crash. It seems a wise decision, given that one of the tutorial missions involves retrieving a black box recorder from a submerged plane wreck. A new release date will follow, but it's likely to be sometime in April. And finally, another delayed release, this time the lane-based strategy game Warhammer 40,000 Storm of Vengeance. Although scheduled for release this week, developers Eutechnics have suggested we won't see it in the App Store until April the 3rd. When it is released, the game will be available on iOS, Android and Steam, with cross-platform integration allowing for players to challenge each other no matter which device they're playing on. And that's all for now. Don't forget there's a link in the description to get your hands on a copy of FLASHOUT 2, and you can stay updated with all the latest mobile gaming news and reviews at www.gamemob.com. You can also follow me on Twitter, @ShadeslayPlays, for regular news and opinion on anything and everything related to mobile gaming. I'll be back at the same time, same place next week with a new weekly roundup. Until then, be sure to leave a comment and let me know what game you're looking forward to playing next. Until next time, I've been Shadeslay, bye for now.